What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are finally getting to the Season 2 Marvel Rivals Hero tier list. Now, season's been out for a couple weeks now, and I feel like it's finally time to rank these characters and put them where they belong. A lot of characters went up, and a lot of characters went down, and a bunch of balance changes happened, so I feel like it's the perfect time to make this list. Now, I'll probably do another one when the mid-season comes out, and then another one when the end of the Season 2 happens, so be on the lookout for that. I do plan on doing streaming soon for my ranked games. I'm running on some pretty ancient hardware right now, so once I get upgraded, I'll be able to get that out for you guys. But until then, leave a like and subscribe, and let's get right into the video. Up first is Warlock, and he fell down a bit, man. He was pretty good in season 1.5, and now that season 2's out, he's just not the same anymore. They nerfed his soul bond, so now it's a higher cooldown. And honestly, the nerfs to Star-Lord really hurt him a lot as well, because you really want to pick Adam Warlock with Star-Lord or Mantis or both on your team just to get that passive. His passive is still really, really good, him being able to revive himself, hence why he's not in D or F tier, but unfortunately he has to fall down a bit. He's just not as viable as he was in the past season 1. Up next is Black Panther, and they just haven't given him any love, man, like at all. The problem with Black Panther right now is that there are such good flying characters. Like Human Torch right now is one of the best in the game. Iron Man and Storm are still really good, and they just destroy him, right? Like, you can't do anything against those guys. And you just have other dive characters that do what he does, but so much better. The damage just isn't there. The ultimate hasn't been good for a bit now. Like, there are some really good Black Panthers. Like, you guys are super annoying. I don't like you at all. But it's a very thin line, you know, like there's either the really good ones or the rest who are just not really doing that much with them. So unfortunately, the character has to go a D tier, but I hope that he does get buffed because he is a cool character to use. I use him quite a bit now, and yeah, he's pretty fun. Now we have Black Widow, and for me, she's still the worst character in the game, but she's not as bad as she was before. She is a good counter against the flyers, obviously, if you're able to hit your shots. She does have a couple tanks that can really help her out with their shields, but at the same time, that also goes against her. You have a character like Invisible Woman. If she just pops her ult, you can't do anything, right? So you're automatically cooked. Her kit is just not that viable against the dive. Like, if you send anyone after her, you're most likely going to be able to kill her. It's just same old with Black Widow. They'll eventually figure something out to get her to like C tier or B tier, but this is honestly like where she's made her home, and it sucks, but it's true. Like, she really is the worst character in the game, but like I said, not as bad as she was before. Up next is Bruce Banner / the Hulk, and he's an A tier. He's come back up. They buffed his cooldown to his shield, so now it comes a lot quicker, and they buffed his movement speed, which, thank you, that was a really big help. You will start to see him banned a lot more because of the new Namor team up, but if you're able to get him in your games and you know what you're doing with him, he is definitely a tank that you should be using. So I highly recommend playing Hulk, really figure him out, because a lot of people haven't yet, but he is very good, and I say he belongs in the A tier. Now we have Captain America, and he's finally like in that A tier range. He is just super good right now. That 5% damage boost was pretty big for him. He did get the new team up with Winter Soldier, which is also pretty good. But it's the same old thing with this guy. You can't kill him. It's impossible. You have to like focus your efforts. It has to be like a 6v1 in order to kill this guy. He does have a pretty high skill ceiling, so it could be a little tricky to really learn how to carry your team like how some Captain Americas do. But if you're picking him up just to learn, like, you'll still have a really good time with him. You'll still be super hard to kill. So just take that into consideration. But he's definitely enjoying the beginning of season 2. Maybe he gets a nerf when season 2.5 comes out. We'll see. He hasn't been nerfed yet. I don't think so, if I look back on everything. But at the moment, he is definitely A tier and a character that you should be picking up and trying to learn. Up next is Cloak and Dagger. And, you know, I'm a little biased, but I'll still put them in the C tier. I don't think they're super bad right now. I just don't think they're at the peak of where they were a couple seasons ago. If you're playing like from bronze to gold, I think this is the character that you need to use because they're super easy to climb with, right? But once you hit diamond, you just hit a wall. Like, it's tough for them. I'll play characters like Loki or Invisible Woman and get really good numbers with them. And if you try to do the same with Cloak and Dagger, you can still do it. Like, I'll play them every once in a while in Grandmaster and just go crazy. But you're more likely to have better success if you use those other healers, right? Like, they just offer more that, unfortunately, Cloak and Dagger don't give you right now. But we'll see. Maybe in the future they'll give them back their ultimate. Because, man, when you were able to stack your lines on top of each other, it was just super OP. Right now, it's not as good. You could still use it in great ways, like getting to an objective or really just keeping people alive. But why would I want that if I could have an Invisible Woman, a Luna, or even a Loki copying one of those two, you know? So, unfortunately, they're going in the C tier, but I'll probably move them up by the end of the video. Up next is Doctor Strange, and after what feels like a million nerfs, he finally fell down. He's still B tier, but man, the fall from grace is just, it sucks, man. Every time I play him now, it feels like I'm doing less and less, which sucks because he's such a fun character to use. Obviously, you have the portals, you have the giant shield, and you have the ultimate, which is one of the best in the game. But I just feel like it's a lot harder to stay out there, especially with Emma Frost now, because she can just walk up to you, choke slam you, and you're cooked. But he still offers a lot to the team. It's just not as much as he did before. So, unfortunately, he is going to have to drop to the B tier. Now we have Emma Frost, the newest character in the game. And, man, they cooked, right? I think she's probably the best new character they've added out of everyone. So, I guess really out of the Fantastic Four, she's definitely been the best. But she's cracked, man. She could deal with dive with her diamond form. She could deal with the flyers with her shield that she could just put anywhere she wants. She does great amounts of damage. She's a great off tank. You don't want her to be your only tank, but you should also have her in the front lines dealing as much damage as possible, which she can do. She's very capable of that. She's just a great all-around character to use. Great on offense, great on defense. Honestly, I would argue the second best tank in the game behind Groot right now. So, yes, she is in the S tier. Definitely the second best Vanguard in the game. Now we get to the best Vanguard in the game, and that's Groot. Without a doubt, he's the best at the moment. It amazes me how he hasn't gotten a single nerf yet, right? Like, he didn't get one at all when Season 2 came out, and he was dominating at the end of Season 1.5. So, he's very lucky, right? He has banned a lot. Like, he's banned every single game in some ranks. But if you're able to play as him, you need to have him on your team if you want to win, right? Obviously, the walls are a big deal. You have to know how to place them. The difference between a good Groot and a bad Groot is huge. If you have a bad Groot on your team, you're not going to win. You're not. But if you have a Groot who knows where to put his walls and how to use them correctly, you're going to win like 80% of the time. So, Groot, without a doubt, right now is the best tank in the game, and I'm not going to be surprised when he eventually does get nerfed, either in the midpoint in Season 2.5 or in some random patch note that they drop. Up next is Hawkeye, and it might be a crazy opinion here. I think he's S tier. I think he's not as good as he was in Season 0 when him and Hela were dominating the meta, but he is getting closer to how he was back then. He got some buffs. He's not at that same level. I actually have him pretty close to A tier, but I still think he edges onto that S tier. The damage you get from your charged bow is just insane. He has a lot of viability. If you're getting dove, you could just double jump away or use your sword, and it also does great amounts of damage. You can obviously deal with the flyers, and you also have, like I said, good defense against dive. He just does tons of damage, and you get a lot out of him. He is the best sniper in the game. Sorry, Black Widow. Not really, but you can argue he's an A tier, but I just think with how good he is and how much potential there is with him, because, you know, you have to have a good player in order to be good with Hawkeye. But if you have someone who really knows what they're doing with him, they can win you the game 9 times out of 10. Up next is Hela, who is still the best DPS in the game without a doubt. I'm going to do this. I'll probably organize them at the end. It's the same old with Hela, right? She's super broken. She does tons of damage. Her kit is just the best, right? Hard to argue with that. there's not really much that needs to be said. Obviously, you're great at distance. You're great up close. If you're getting dove, you could just throw your orb on the floor and shoot. It'll absorb the diver, and you can get a good hit in. Her passive is really good. Her team up is really good. Like I said, her ultimate is also really, really good. There's just nothing wrong with Hela right now, man. I could see a nerf coming, but I think everyone has said that since the beginning of the game came out. So I don't know. Maybe there's not one coming. But at the moment, she's still definitely the best DPS in the game. Up next is Human Torch, and the jump that he took from arguably the worst character in the game to one of the best DPSs in the game. Undoubtedly the best flyer. And you could argue one of the best DPSs right now. He just does tons of damage, man. He's really good at spacing as a flyer and a DPS. Like, he's constantly throwing down fireballs and turning the whole area around an objective into a massive damage zone. Like, if you walk in it, you're going to take damage. The fire does a good amount on its own. And his slam ability is also really good. He does great damage when he's up close, hitting headshots. All around, I don't see anything wrong with him right now. I would like for him to be a little faster going up and down, but I think him getting a shield when he slams down helps a lot with that, so that really isn't a problem for me anymore. Honestly, I'm going to put him in the S tier. I don't see why not. I think he's really good right now. Undoubtedly the best flyer. He's better than Storm, better than Iron Man. I'm going to leave him behind Hawkeye for now, but I do think he is on the rise and one of the best DPSs in the game. Up next is Invisible Woman, and she's still one of the best healers in the game. Man, it's crazy how good the members of the Fantastic Four are. They're all really good right now, which is pretty cool. But she's great. She's really, really good, man. Her kit is almost perfect. She's obviously a really good healer. Her shield did get a little nerfed, but it's not too bad. The numbers she could put up are insane. She has her push and pull ability, able to push ultimates away or pull in enemies to get kills. She does tons of damage for a healer, which is pretty crazy. Her ultimate, one of the best in the game without a doubt. Her orb that does damage around it, sucking people in, great. You just throw it on the objective and people are going to take a good amount of damage, whether they're standing in it or on the edge of it. Overall, just a great hero, able to get away from a lot of things, like the best survivability in the game probably. And all that with the healing numbers that she puts up, she's great. So S tier without a doubt. Up next is Iron Fist, and he took a pretty big jump, man. He is really good right now. He's basically what Wolverine was last season. He can just destroy everyone. He destroys tanks, flyers, divers, anyone really. He doesn't even need to be healed. He could just go hide and go heal himself. Like, that's pretty crazy. His kick got buffed, so the cooldown is not as long, so he's able to get it off a lot quicker. He could fly. Like he could do a lot. Iron Fist right now is really, really good, and if you're looking for a new character to pick up, he's not the hardest to learn, so I would definitely recommend playing Iron Fist. If you have a good one on your team, you're most likely going to win. So I have him in the A tier. He'll probably be S tier soon, but that's where I have him at the moment. Up next is Iron Man, and Iron Man right now is a solid B tier character. Definitely the worst out of the flyers, but he's still not the worst DPS, you know? There's just other characters that do it better. Obviously, Torch, Storm is a better option. He's good at AoE. All you have to do really is just hit your repulsors around anyone, and you're going to get a good amount of damage. His ultimate, really good at shutting down supports or just getting massive kills. The problem with him right now is that his counters are really, really good right now. Obviously, you have the Hawkeyes, the Helas. You have Iron Fist, who could just fly up there and kill him, you know? So anyone who could just hit their shots are going to be able to bring you down pretty easily, and that's his problem. You obviously have the Hulk Gamma team up, which is still pretty good, but with him getting banned now a lot more, it's a lot harder to see Iron Man as a viable pick when you have those other options. So that's why Iron Man's going to be in the B tier. Not a bad character, but why would you want to play him if you have Torch or Storm to play, you know? Up next is Jeff, aka King Von. He's C tier. He's cool. You're not picking Jeff for the heals. You're picking him for the damage, right? And when you're running a 3 strategist setup and he's your third, he's going to be really good. He's insane out there. He does great damage, especially if you have a load of snow on your team. The healing can help a lot when you have 2 other healers on your team. but he is very situational. And the ultimate isn't as good as it was when the game first came out. When you have people who are playing Torch, Hawkeye, Invisible Woman, Emma, literally everyone on the top on S tier can just block out his ultimate. Even Groot, he can just hide behind his wall, and if you don't see him, you're not going to be able to absorb him. So he's a very situational pick. If you're using him in the right circumstance, he's an amazing hero. But if he's your second healer and like the other one's Cloak Dagger, it's going to be not a fun ride for him. So good in a situational sense, so that's why I have to have him in the C tier. Up next is Loki, and Loki might be the best healer. No. He's like the second or he's tied with Invisible Woman for the second best healer in the game. You know what? I'll do that. Right. So Loki's great. If you have a really good Loki on your team, you're gonna be thriving, right? Obviously, he has the runes, which took a little bit of a nerf, but they're still probably the best ability in the game. That's not an ultimate. The clones are really good if you know how to use them correctly. The healing numbers are great. The damage numbers are pretty good. The ultimate is the best in the game, being able to control or turn into anyone and use their ultimates. Most of the time, you see a Winter Soldier highlight, it's just a Loki having fun, being able to kill somebody, you know? But, yeah, if you're running a 3 support lineup and Loki's your third, if you have a Luna, Invisible Woman, and a Loki, you're going to win. I think that's like the perfect setup right there. You can literally throw anyone else on there and you're going to win. But, yeah, Loki's really good. I expect a nerf coming along with Hela, maybe, because their team up is also really awesome. But, yeah, S tier for sure, without a doubt, for Loki. Up next is Luna Snow, who is the best healer in the game still. The numbers that she puts up are just insane, man. Like, you could see a Luna going 60 per average, you know, like 60,000 healing a game, which is pretty good. The ultimate, best in the game, that's not Loki's. It can be shut down pretty easily, you know. You have an Iron Man, a Magneto, anyone like with a massive damage ability could just smite her, but she's able to move around a lot. It's a lot harder to hit than someone like a Cloak and Dagger. Obviously, the healing's there. You're able to amplify it. You can heal someone without even healing them with the guard ability. You could do a decent amount of damage if you're hitting your headshots, and you could be a problem for the flying characters. You could slow down the dive with your freeze ability. It's not the best, but you can get it done. But just the amount of healing that she puts up, she has to be up there as the best healer right now. And honestly, it's without a doubt. I don't think Invisible Woman or Loki are there. They could be in the upcoming season 2.5, but right now I think Luna has that spot pretty firm. Up next, we have Magik. And for me, Magik's getting it kind of rough because her counters are just so good right now. Obviously, the flyers are pretty good. Namor is really good as well. So it's a bit tough for her, but she's still pretty good on her own. Her combos are absolutely insane. If you're able to pull them off, you can get a kill almost every time you try to do it. So she's great, you know? Not in the level like of Iron Fist or any of the dive characters I'm going to talk about in a bit, but she's still pretty good. I would recommend playing her. She's fun. The combos, like I said, are insane. It's just that right now her counters are just really good right now, and it's a little rough for her. So B tier, but pretty high in the B tier. Up next is Magneto, and he's definitely in the S tier. This guy is still really, really good. I'm going to just stick him next to Emma Frost. Since Groot is usually never available, Magneto is usually the one who's picked because of that. Him and Emma Frost together are amazing, especially with the team up. But Mag on his own is one of those tanks that I think can solo if you have to. It's not recommended, but he can do it. His kit is super versatile. His ultimate is really good at stopping support ultimates, especially Cloak and Dagger. The Mag Cannon mixed with his primary fire can kill anyone that has like 250 health or lower. Overall, Mag's just like the perfect all-around tank. And like I said, if Groot's not available and you have an Emma Frost on your team, you don't even need her. But if you have one, you should definitely pick Magneto because you're just going to mop the floor with whoever you're going against. Next up is Mantis, and she didn't take the jump that a lot of people thought she was going to take. After those buffs, we thought that she was going to be like in the S tier, you know. I'll put her in B tier for now. I do like how you could stack the healing and the damage. The damage especially is more noticeable when you have someone like a Iron Man, Iron Fist, even like a Black Widow. Like any sniper really, like Hela, Hawkeye will really benefit from that as well. But the healing numbers just aren't there. She's a good third healer, kind of like Jeff and Adam Warlock, but she's better than those two, hence why she's in the B tier. That's like really the only role I could see her in. In lower elo, you could probably make a case for her being a little higher, but in the higher elos, we'll see. I don't think she's done rising. I think she could still go up a little more. Maybe in 2.5 she'll go up a bit more, but as of right now, I do have her in the B tier. Now we have Mr. Fantastic, and you heard me say earlier that everyone in the Fantastic Four is good now. He's good. He got a massive buff, got a couple in season 2, and he's taking advantage of it. A lot of people are playing as Mr. Fantastic now, and for good reason. He is hard to kill. He does great amounts of damage, and he's very versatile. If you're running solo tank, a Mr. Fantastic on your team will really help that tank a lot, because although he's not a straight up tank, he does play a lot like one. When he reaches his inflated state, he could do great amounts of damage, and he's in there for quite a bit. I think he's there like 6 hits you're able to get in while you're in there. He can hit enemies from long range, obviously, with his arms. And the ability where he's able to just soak up all the damage and spit it back out, really good. You can throw any ult in his way, and he'll just absorb it, and then boop, send it right back in you and you die. So, very versatile character, great kit. A lot of people in the lower ranks are playing him. He's still super good in the high ranks. Not really much else I could say about it. Mr. Fantastic is fantastic. I'm probably going to have to cut that out. That was so cringe. Oh my god. Up next we have Moon Knight, and I would say he's B tier right now. I mean, you know how it is with Moon Knight. If the enemy team is grouped up together the whole time, you're going to get MVP, and you're going to get like 40,000 damage a game. The problem with Moon Knight is that when you get higher in the ranks, people know how to counter him a lot more, and that could be really tough on him. So expect a lot of Moon Knights in the lower tiers, not as much in the high tiers. But a lot can make it work, you know? The guy does tons of damage, like I said. You just have to be patient and know when to hit your shots, because if you're just jumping in there and just throwing your shots around, you're not going to be able to do anything, right? You have to know when's the best time to strike in order to maximize on your damage output. But with all that being said, I think Moon Knight right now is at a good spot in the B tier. Up next is Namor, and if I'm being honest, I think a lot of people will agree with me on this. I think we missed the Luna Snow team up, and we prefer that over the Gamma Boosted Squid that he gets. I mean, it's still good, right? Don't get me wrong. It does tons of damage, but I think the slow effect that you get along with the damage from Luna's was a lot better. I'm still going to put him in the S tier, but not as OP as he was before. Now, he's still a great character. He's the best dive counter in the game, obviously with the squids. You know, Namor is still a really good character. It's just that I think the ice squid is better than the gamma one. But, I mean, that's just my opinion. I think a lot of people will agree with me, but that's just how I see it. But I still do have him in the S tier. I think he's a good DPS to play. Now we have Peni Parker, and this is a tough one because I don't know whether she's an A tier or B. I'm going to put her in the B tier. So, she got a lot of buffs when Season 2 came out. And honestly, I think she's in a good spot. I thought she was going to be OP. She's not crazy broken, but the buffs definitely helped her out a lot. And I think she's in a good spot right now. Very situational, right? Like, especially on the defensive maps, you want to be using her. If she can get a good spot for her nest and it's not being targeted, you're going to get a lot of kills with it. That's just how it is. She's usually better in the lower elos than in the high elos, but... So I've seen some people make it work. Anyone can really make it work with any character as long as you're good with them. But yeah, I think B tier is a good spot for her. I think she's in a good place. Like, she's like just good, and I think that's all they want to do with her. Just be a good situational tank, and everyone's okay with that apparently. Up next is Psylocke, and man, I'm having a lot of fun with Psylocke. I think she's S tier right now, man. She's really good at doing poke damage. Just honestly, like constant damage. This is the character you want. She could poke from afar. She's a great dive, able to pick off the supports and just run back, right? The ultimate, pretty good. Not as good as it was before, but you can still get 1 or 2 kills with it as long as you time it correctly. But the big reason why she's taking this jump is because of the Emma Frost team up that she got. It is so good. Definitely better than what Magneto's getting out of it, right? I think Magneto misses the Scarlett Witch team up just a little bit. She's loving her new team up with Emma Frost. The one she got from Magik was kind of poo-poo. But she does tons of damage, especially with the team up now, having two versions of herself being able to do some crazy things. The dash is good. The invisibility obviously lets you get back and forth between the back line and your back line. Just a great dive character right now, if I'm being honest. And she didn't even get like crazy buffs or nerfs. She just really got the team up, and that helped her a lot, which is crazy. Up next is Rocket. And Rocket mains are so happy. Like, people are finally able to enjoy the amplifier again. He's great. I said earlier that Invisible Woman and Loki were fighting for the second best healer in the game. You could argue it's Rocket too. He just puts up great numbers. The ultimate now is obviously really good. You're able to do more healing if you're directly hitting people with your orbs, which is a big deal. You do have to aim them now, but higher risk, high reward. You know, you did get a jetpack nerf, which kind of sucks, but I think you'll trade that in for the healing 100% of the time, right? Overall, he's really good right now. He still has the Punisher team up, so if you're running Punisher with Rocket, he's just even better now, you know, and that just helps him. So he's an obvious S tier right now. I can't see where else I would put him. Now we have Scarlett Witch, who was probably one of the biggest winners of the Season 2 update. The new team up she has with Doctor Strange is just amazing. And she just does tons of damage now. She's really good. She got a little nerf to her survivability, but it's honestly not that big of a deal if you're just able to melt everyone on the opposite team. All you have to do is activate your team up with Doctor Strange and use your primary fire at the exact same time, and you'll just kill everyone. We're not talking about the team up here. She's still really good on her own. The ultimate, you know, everyone knows to just run away from it now, but if you're able to time it correctly and stay away from a Peni Parker or an Emma Frost, you'll be okay, and you'll get quite a few kills with it. So, as annoying as she is, she's getting even more annoying. And I have to put her in the A tier. She's not S tier, but she definitely belongs in the A tier because of how good she is now. Up next is Spider-Man, and you could argue Spider-Man's the most annoying character in the game, and I wouldn't fight you on that, right? I'm going to put him in the B tier. He's a great carry, right? Like, I think he has some of the highest carry potential in the game. Like, he can go in, if you're a good Spider-Man, right? You can literally just 1v6 the whole team. But the main thing about Spider-Man is that you have to be really good with him in order to maximize him. Because, obviously, he's the most popular Marvel hero. A lot of people are going to want to play him. But he is the hardest hero to learn. And if anyone just picks him up, they're not going to be good with him. He is banned a lot. And that, I feel like, is because of two things. One, you don't want to deal with a good Spider-Man. And two, you don't want a bad Spider-Man on your team. Which is kind of funny if that's one of the reasons why you're banning. He's great if you know what you're doing. But not a lot of people do. So, I'm going to have to put him in the B tier. Mainly because he's banned a lot, right? Like, I'm not going to put him in the B tier because not a lot of people know how to use him. That's not fair to him. But you're not going to be able to play him as much if you're in the lower tiers. In the higher tiers, he's good, but very counterable. So that's why he's down there. Up next, we have Squirrel Girl, and she's fun. I mean, I'm going to put her in the C tier because she's not, like, super crazy, but she's fun. You could turn your brain off and get, like, 20 kills with her and have a good day. But once you get, like, into the higher ranks, she's easily countered. Like, you could stop her pretty easily just by sending a good dive after her or playing certain shield tanks. Like, you're going to have a good time against her. But a good Squirrel Girl knows exactly where to put the nuts and can time their ultimate perfectly to where they're getting massive amounts of kills, right? So she's not that hard to pick up and learn. I mean, she's super easy. You just shoot the nuts around and you get like 15 kills off of that. But there's not a lot of strategy to her, and she's easily countered, so I'm going to have to just put her in the C tier. Next up is Star-Lord, and we have two things to talk about with him, right? So his blaster barrage did get nerfed, so the damage, the farther you are away from someone, does, you know, less damage, and that sucks for him. And another nerf that he got is that Adam Warlock got his soul bond, and for that, he's being played less, and that means less passive for Star-Lord. So that's pretty big for him. I mean, he's still really good. I'm gonna have him in the A tier. Just those two changes, like, they are gonna affect him. You'll see. They are. I mean, they're doing it right now. He's getting affected by it. He's still really good. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, he's a great pick. I'm not gonna get mad if I see a Star-Lord. He's still A tier. I just don't think he's S tier anymore, or as of right now, because of those two changes. But I'll probably change my mind later on. He's still a really good character. Up next is Storm, and she's really like in the same spot as I had her in before. I'm gonna have her in the A tier, mainly because Human Torch now is just so good. You would rather have him instead of Storm, but she's still a great character. She does great amounts of damage. The ultimate is super fun to use. And now that Human Torch is good again, you'll see the team up between the two of them a lot more often. Now, does it make sense to have two flyers? Not really. So, unfortunately, that sounds like you're going solo tank, which is not fun. But if you had the two together, the team up is really good. But going back to her, I mean, she does great damage. The damage boost and the movement speed boost are pretty good. Overall, just a good character, just not as good as she was before. Next up is Punisher, and I mean, this one should be pretty quick. He's just a straight up B tier. I mean, he's pretty good. Like he can have some games where he carries you, but like he's just a simple shooter character. Nothing too crazy. Rocket now being a lot better does help him out quite a bit, though. He is exclusively getting the unlimited ammo, no longer going to Winter Soldier, so you'll see a lot more of him. The damage boost along with the healing is great for him. The ultimate is good. All around, just pretty solid character. Good spot in the B tier. Up next is The Thing, and I think he's a solid A tier tank, right? Like, so you have Groot, Magneto, Emma Frost, all those guys are S tier. Do I think The Thing is on that level? No. But I definitely think that he's better than Peni Parker and Doctor Strange right now. He's solid, man. And with Groot being banned majority of the games, you'll see him a lot more anyway. So him being an A tier isn't that big of a deal. He's just a great setup tank. Like, you could just stay in the front line the whole time, especially if you're being pocketed by your healers. His ultimate is great for setting up other kills. Overall, I see nothing wrong with him. I think A tier is a good spot for The Thing. Now we have Thor. And Thor, he's just not on the level of these guys up here, these two up here, and you could argue even like on Peni Parker's level either. I'm going to put him in the C tier. I mean, he'll get some changes, right? Like, they'll buff him eventually. I just think that he doesn't do enough without those said buffs that we don't even know are actually coming, right? A good Thor is pretty good. Like, him diving and getting some good pressure on the enemy team and getting a couple kills is great. The ultimate, pretty good. Not the best, but not the worst either. Just overall, he's all right, Do I think he's worse than Peni Parker right now? Honestly, I would say yes. I would pick her over him right now. Up next is Venom, who is going to go down a bit for me from S tier. I think I had him in last season. I'm going to put him in the A tier. He's still pretty good. I mean, obviously, he's probably the best dive tank in the game. Well, you could argue with him and with Hulk right now, especially after the buffs. But Venom's always been good. His team up with Spider-Man and Peni Parker is great. He's very simple. You just dive in, get a couple headshots, and then put your shield up before you're going to die and do it again. And then when you're about to die after that, you just swing away. And the cycle continues, right? The problem is now he has a massive, massive counter in Emma Frost. Emma Frost just has to go in diamond form and just choke slam him, and he's cooked, right? You obviously have the Namor squids, which I know I said earlier, Luna Snows are better, but the Gamma squids are constantly on him. It's going to do a lot of damage. So I'm going to have to move him down a peg, but Venom is still a very reliable dive tank, and he's still pretty good. All I got to say. Up next is Winter Soldier, who did take a couple nerfs in the beginning of Season 2, which are going to bring him down a bit. Not down into like B tier, but I'll drop him in the A tier. So he got a damage reduction. His ultimate fall off is hitting quite a bit now, and his hook got a distance reduction as well. So all that being said, he did go down to A tier. He is still pretty good and pretty unstoppable if you know what you're doing with him. It could be very annoying, just like how he was last season. He just doesn't warrant like the ban or the concern that he gave you in Season 1. Is he still a good character? Yes. Would I still play him? Yeah, of course. Like I said, he's just not as OP as he was before. But if you know what you're doing with him, you'll still be okay with him. I'm not worried about that. And last but not least, we have Wolverine, who I am going to put in the A tier. So Wolverine, he's still good, right? It's just that Emma Frost is a massive counter against them. Magneto is a massive counter as well. And they're getting a lot of play right now. Groot gets destroyed by Wolverine, but it doesn't matter because Groot's banned every game, right? And that is unfortunate for him. And right now, at least, it feels like Iron Fist does his job a lot better. So why would you play Wolverine if you can play Iron Fist? Is what I'm basically trying to say right now. He is still good, right? Like if I see a Wolverine on my team, I'm not gonna freak out and be like, oh my god, switch right now. I won't, because he's still a good character. He just has his counters are better, and he has a better option. So that's why I'm dropping him into the A tier. But he is still good, hence why he's not dropping down further. All right, and now I'm gonna move this around a little bit. So I'll leave Groot and Hela there. I'll leave Emma there as well. I'll move Luna Snow up. I'm gonna move Luna ahead of Emma. I'll do that. I'll do that. And I'll do that. I feel like I kind of want to. Oh no, wait, Rocket. Jeez, I forgot about him. We'll put him there, there, and you know what? I'll put him on top of Loki as well. So Namor is the lowest hanging S tier. Now for the A tier, I'm gonna move Iron Fist to the top, Hulk back. Hulk can stay there. I'm gonna move Scarlet Witch up. Cap's gonna move down to right about there, but I do think no, Storm's Thing is better than Captain America, Storm, Venom, Winter Soldier, and I'll leave Wolverine like there. I'll do that as well. Okay. B tier. We'll move Spider-Man like closer to the. We'll move him at the top. Mantis is there. We'll move Magik, Strange, and then Iron Man, and we'll do like that. For the C tier, I'll do this, and I'll do that. I think that works. And honestly, I'm gonna have Black Panther as the lowest rated character on the list. So guys, this is my tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you don't like where I put your character, let me know in the comments and we'll talk about it. But until then, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.